Hello everyone, welcome to my class. I am Ketan Chaudhary, teaching various subjects related to the GATE ESE, having a more than 3 year of experience. Today, I am giving demo class on topic of foundation engineering. It is a very important topic for civil engineering point of view, as we know that the entire superstructure load is transferred to the soil through various types of foundation. Here today we will discuss about various type of foundations used in the civil engineering. Here foundation engineering is a part of soil mechanics. Here we studied about the various types of foundation or footings that used to transfer the load from superstructure to the soil with the help of foundation. Types of foundation. Majorly classification of foundation are in two types. First, shallow foundation. Second, deep foundation, or called as a pile foundation because piles are mostly used in a case of deep foundation to transfer the load to at a great depth. As per the Terzaghi classification, Terzaghi is also called the father of soil mechanics, Carl Terzaghi, full name. If DF by B ratio is less than equal to 1, then we can say foundation is a shallow foundation. What is DF? What is B? DF is the depth of foundation to the footing from ground level. Yeah, we can say distance between ground level to the footing base, that is called the DF. B is the width of the footing. B is called the width of the footing. If the ratio DF by B is less than equal to 1, then the foundation easily we can say as a shallow foundation. Second case, if DF by B ratio greater than 1 but less than equal to 15, then the foundation is called as a moderately deep foundation. Case number 3, if DF by B ratio greater than 15, then the foundation is called as the deep foundation. This assumption is as per the Terzaghi. Choice of foundation, where shallow foundation used, where deep foundation used, it depends on the various factors. One by one I am explaining. First factor, choice of, in a case of choice of foundation, first factor, magnitude of the load. If the load is heavy, yeah, we can say there is a great load and the soil available at a shallow depth having a bearing capacity is low, then we can't transfer a load at a shallow depth. We can't use a shallow foundation. We should provide as a deep foundation. So first factor, major factor, magnitude of the load. Second factor, nature of the subsoil strata. It also depends on various factors like subsoil is granular sand, subsoil is clay, subsoil is silty sand, subsoil is clay soil. It depends on the various types. It is a available soil is which types. Okay. Third case is the nature of superstructure. Nature of superstructure, like the load coming from the superstructure are which nature. It may be some eccentricity loading, it may be some direct centroidal loading. So it depends on the loads. Also it affects the nature of superstructure, also affects the choice of foundation. Fourth case, functional criteria. Functional criteria like erosion. If at a shallow depth erosion can be easily done, then we can't provide a shallow foundation at a small depth. Yeah, at a very easily depth 0.5 meter, 1 meter. We can also excavate the soil, then provide a foundation at a great depth. Presence of plant root. If the plant roots are available, then it may create say a pressure. It may create the capillary rise pressure. Then it may affect the shallow foundation. Third case is a frost heaving. Frost heaving is just an action in a winter time where the water available in the soil pores got easily frozen. Then it is a case of frozen. Then if a soil is frozen, then it may create say pore pressure. Then it may be damage the building. Third one, requirement of the shallow foundation. What is the requirement of shallow foundation? First case, must be safe against shear failure. The foundation must be safe in a case of shear failure. Shear failure is a criteria in a case of clay soil, because in a case of sand soil, in a case of granular soil, shear failure is not easily done. It may be done in a case of loose soil, loose granular soil, but normally case it can't be done. So this is the functional criteria for the clay soil. Settlement should be in permissible limit, especially differential settlement. If a settlement in permissible limit, then the building is safe, or settlement criteria is governing for the granular soil or the sandy soil. Third case, location should be affected by seasonal volume. Location should be affected by seasonal volume change. Okay, so not affected by, because if the seasonal volume change occurs in a case of the rainy time, then the groundwater table uprise. Then in case of the seasonal volume change, it may create say external pressure, then it may affect the load bearing capacity of the footing. I already discussed in a clay, shear criteria is governing, in the sand settlement criteria is valid. And next, types of shallow foundation. Types of shallow foundation, we can define types in 4 parts. First one, strip footing. Second case, isolated footing. Third case, raft and mat foundation. And fourth one, combined footing. I am explaining one by one. Strip footing. Strip footing is provided when the length is much greater than the width. In a case of wall, we can provide a strip footing. In home construction, we can see in our house construction, in a case of wall, we can provide a foundation as a strip footing. It is a part of shallow foundation. Second part, isolated footing. Isolated footing is provided for a single column load. ठीक है ना? If a single column is available to transfer the load coming from the column to the shallow depth, we can provide an isolated footing. I will visualize the images of various types of foundations in the next slide. Third case, raft or mat foundation. Raft or mat foundation is provided when the number of columns are more in a construction site or a foundation area, and their footing are interfered to each other. Then we provided a raft or mat foundation as a single slab. The first benefit is that the differential settlement of a raft foundation is very less, or we can use whole foundation as a single foundation. Fourth case, combined footing. Combined footing is provided when the 2 columns are very close to each other, then their footing are interfered to each other to make a single footing. Then we can provide a combined footing. It may be shape of a rectangular shape, or it may be a shape of trapezoidal, or I will show in a figure. Here we can see individual column footing. Here is a case of isolated shallow foundation. This is a column and this is the footing. Here the area to transfer the load is more, because soil can't be fail in a case of shear criteria or in a case of settlement criteria. 2 criteria are majorly used in a foundation engineering. This is a case of case B, wall footing. Wall footing is a case of strip shallow foundation. Here this is the length is more in comparison to the width, then we can provide this type of foundation is a strip footing. Third case, combined footing. Here column 1 and column 2, these are column very close to each other, and their footing can interfere each other. To overcome this difficulty, or second, it may be a case of differential settlement, because if this column is settled more in comparison to this column, then it may create a problem. Then we can combinedly make a combined footing. That is a rectangular, and this is a case of trapezoidal. Fifth one, combined footing strap or cantilever. When 2 columns are available apart from each other to make a single column, then we can joint both footing with the help of a strap beam. Strap beam is not used to bear any types of load coming from above, but it's just to make a structure as a single structure. And the sixth one, This is the case of the raft foundation. Here number of columns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns are available, and if we provide a isolated footing, then we should provide a 6 isolated footing to make a single structure, and to overcome the difficulty of differential settlement we provide as a single slab foundation. That is a case of raft foundation. And this is a case of deep foundation, that is a pile. Here column 1 and column 2, this is a footing, yeah, we can say as a pile cap. Here this structure we can easily say as a pile cap. Pile cap is just the top of the piles. Here load is transferred through pile cap to the piles. Here action is used to transfer load is the friction pile or end bearing piles. End bearing piles transfer the load with the end, and the friction piles transfer the load with the skin friction. Here we can say easily. Next, types of deep foundation. I already discussed. Deep foundation is provided when the depth of footing to the breadth ratio is greater than 50, as per the Tarjagi I discussed in the second slide. Here 3 types of majorly used pile foundation is available: pile foundation, well or caisson foundation, pier foundation. While we can say deep foundation as a pile foundation because number of times piles are mostly used, then we can say deep foundation as a pile foundation. There are different types of piles available in the market, like the timber pile, concrete pile, and the steel pile to transfer the load from ground to the deep foundation. Piles are 2 types, we can say driven pile, non-driven pile. In a case of driven pile, hammer are used to insert the pile in the soil. In a case of non-driven pile, we can bore a pile and insert a reinforcement, and this is a case of the concrete pile. And secondly, we can classify the pile foundation as a displacement pile or non-displacement pile. In a case of pile foundation, displacement pile are used to compact the soil, or we can consolidate the soil. Like in a case of loose granular soil or sandy soil, we can use the displacement pile. Here if we insert the pile, then the whole foundation got more shear strength. This is the well or caisson foundation. In a case of well or caisson foundation, well, as you well known about well foundation is mostly used in a river line area, like where a bridge is transferred through the river line, then we should transfer the bridge load. Superstructure is a bridge load to the subsoil, because if a river is going through the strata, then the bearing capacity of the soil at a shallow depth is very less. To transfer the bearing capacity, good bearing capacity, or to transfer the superstructure bridge load to the subsoil, then can we use a deep foundation. Here we can firstly make a caisson, or we can make a area dry and excavate the soil. Here we can reinforcement and fill with the help of heavy beam, then we used it as a well foundation. Third case of a pier foundation. Pier foundation is provided in a case of bridge abutment. Here if a bridge is going through a normal road, then to transfer the load of the bridge to the soil at a greater depth, that called the pier foundation. We can say Delhi Metro mostly used a pier foundation. Delhi Metro mostly used a pier foundation to transfer the metro load to the subsoil. Here is the very most important point of view of pier foundation. Thank you so much. I hope each and every point I explained. Thank you again.